Welcome back, and kicking off the second half of the show is a man from Pretoria whose life's work has been to help people walk, run, cycle and live a better life. Johan Snyder is a prosthesist who's worked with Paralympic athletes over the years and has helped them achieve their dreams.
Prosthetic limbs is something vital for a Paralympic athlete. This can affect the athlete's performance on competition day. The person that constructs the prosthetic limbs needs to have a vested interest in the individual athlete's needs and wants to be able to construct the ideal limb best suited for the athlete.
I've been abroad for quite a few years, and while being abroad we worked with various athletes. Started in Saudi Arabia with a youngster, and since then I've been involved with in preparations for 28 in Beijing. Some of those athletes were potential athletes we introduced to the field of prosthetics and advanced prosthetics. And then when I came back home in 2007, the first professional guy again was Arne, and it's been a tremendous journey with Arne. Almost not being in the team and then making the team, and then getting a 4th place in the 100. That was definitely one of the really proud moments in my career.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a phenomenal last 4 or 5 years that we've been involved, and I immediately obviously came down, saw Johan, made the leg. First competition I competed in Europe, because I had 3 competitions to still try and qualify for the Beijing Games. First competition I took part in, ran 11.80, qualified, I was in. Even if I was one of the last guys to qualify and get into the team, I was in going to Beijing though. And I mean, finished 4th in the 100 and 6th in the 200. And from there on, I mean, a lot of tests has been done, flying up and down. Johan has been flying up and down to Cape Town and see how we can improve, how we can get, I mean, better blades, faster blades, the alignment and the angle of the blades. And we've been up and down to Iceland once as well, to Osa in Iceland, to see how we can improve. So yeah, it's been a phenomenal ride the last 4 years.
Johan's reputation precedes him, so in the parasport circles word gets around pretty quickly with usage of top-notch prosthetics. I got introduced to him probably about 3 years ago. We started working together with making prosthetics for my mountain bike initially. I used to do a bit of stage racing, was the first amputee to finish the Cape Epic back in 2009, and went from strength to strength from there.
The London Paralympics showed that the technology in prosthetic limbs is evolving every day, and the sport needs to keep up with the ever-changing technology.
One of the things that's happening with disabled sport currently is that technology is changing every day, and sport has to keep up. London has been a good example of what's been happening. And if you look at bilateral amputees, that when the games was in Athens, Oscar was the new kid on the block, and it was unheard of having a bilateral amputee running the times he was running. And what's happening is that in London we had 6 bilateral amputees competing, and that's phenomenal. Usually those guys would be in wheelchairs. Usually those guys would not do sport. And the usual question is changing completely with technology, and people are seeing what's happening with technology, and the classes has been split. So it's very exciting. It's the whole scene in the Paralympics is going to change in the future, and I think definitely in the future the gap between abled and disabled is going to close.
The blade I had for London, we felt that it was the amount of work that went into that, and the hours we sat making sure that it was the right one. We feel definitely, but I mean, now we've learned. Now after London again, and we're going to sit down, we're going to do another few tests, because we haven't won the 100 yet, so we need to get a little bit faster.
If it wasn't for Johan, I don't think I'd have the confidence to have competed so quickly at an international level, and to make sure that I could give my best. You've always got a sense of doubt in a prosthetic and how it's made, whether it's going to break or fail on you, and not for one moment have I ever worried with the prosthetics that Johan puts together for me.
Johan Snyder's works a lot within the community. He believes that educating and empowering young kids by giving them limbs will help create better opportunities for their futures. They use the technology developed at the highest competitive level to develop the technology for kids.
With us working with high-profile athletes like To Rio, we create new technology, and there's no point of creating such high kind of technology, something like being a world champion and running on these carbon fiber blades. We have to take this technology back home. And obviously, Jumping Kids is the charity that we present in South Africa. I believe kids need to have equal opportunities. And in the Jumping Kids motto, the way we do things is we'd like to give kids the opportunity to go to a normal school. Education is the only way I think we can change what's happened in South Africa. And in the same process of helping the kids getting legs, we also give them an opportunity to be children. So we give them a running leg or a playing leg. That gives them an opportunity to jump and run and play and develop as normal kids do. And that's something that I'm quite happy about. And I see a bright future for these children when they get to the age of Arno and Oscar and those guys in the future. Obviously, building from 2008 to 2012 has been awesome. London has been an amazing experience, and obviously I've been there and walked with the athletes and getting everything going. It's just been a tremendous journey. It's not just been one athlete, but it's been quite a few. And I think from here on to Rio and what's happening after Rio is very exciting. And we have so many things that's coming out that I think prosthetics won't look the same in the future.
It's amazing to witness the ever-evolving technology of prosthetics. It will be interesting to see what the Rio Paralympics will showcase.
Staying within the Paralympic sphere, Samkela Khatebe did not have a rest during the holiday season. He's been training non-stop since he's had a taste of the Paralympics in London. He aims to win an individual medal in Rio. This fun-loving athlete knows just how to live life to the fullest.
Samkela Khatebe has gone through trials and tribulations in his life. However, he has come out triumphant, winning a gold medal with the 4x100 meter relay team at the Paralympic Games in London 2012. He now looks ahead to his World Championships in July and then will train for Rio 2016.
My mindset going into London, I mean, as you can see, I'm very good with karate, but the focus was more on athletics. It was my first Paralympics, so the important thing for me was to actually just go there, do the best that I can, and come back with, well, the plan was a gold medal. And we did get a gold medal, but I mean, so much training went behind Paralympics, you know, so much was sacrificed academically, so much was done. Like, I put everything that I had into Paralympics, and going there, and finally when we were in London, I got injured actually, and that didn't change my mindset. You know, I was already there and I wasn't gonna nurse an injury. You know, I've been through worse personally. You know, I mean, I've lost my hands, so much has happened to me. So what's a torn hamstring? You know what I mean? So that didn't even affect my mindset, you know, and I just went in there and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna run that relay, and my mindset is a gold medal. And hey, we got a gold medal with the relay team and a world record above that.
He was very excited with going to London. I think he prepared for London for a very long time. So he put his all into making sure that he's going to London and making sure that he's not going there just to add numbers, but to make sure that he comes back with the gold.
The highlight of Samkela's London Paralympic experience was winning a gold medal, even though he was injured. His family was elated at watching their brother and son win the relay, even with all those false starts.
From the moment we start, when they say on your marks, 80,000 people literally just shut up. And you just hear the wind that wasn't even there. You just hear everything you didn't hear because there was so much noise. And they say on your marks, and there's complete silence. And as soon as the gun goes, everything just explodes into noise. And the fact that that noise is actually there for us, you know, I had to use it to my advantage, you know, and the changeovers were all brilliant, you know, like we mastered that. I mean, like I said, you don't need hands to do these things properly. If we had a baton, we'd have problems. But thanks to people like me, I don't have hands. I'm not gonna run around carrying a baton like this. So we tag. Now that makes it easier for us, and all of our changeovers were excellent. And I was screaming behind Zivan, shouting at him, and he just ran and he kept on running away from me. And watching Oscar, seeing that he's actually first, was like, oh sweet, it's finally happening. And he finished, and like I said, I screamed like a 16-year-old girl, and I realized it was a world record, and I wasn't too sure what to do anymore. They were like, ah, ah. You know, I was so confused, you know, but so excited and so happy, you know, and everything that we said that, you know what, we are the world champions, we are the world record holders. We're going to Paralympics to go and improve on our times.
Oh, on my side, because I was alone in my room, I've started to pray first. And then there was a time whereby I was crying, not knowing what to do. I was even willing to come back home, you know, same night, to come and celebrate with my family. Unfortunately, I was in Durban, that's why I couldn't come up here to celebrate with everybody, but I was crying, to be honest with you.
It was very exciting because at first I think we were very worried, given that during the week he was busy calling and saying that he's hurt and he can't necessarily run. And we were like, okay, just pray to run the relay. At least we know that for sure in relay you are going to get a gold medal. So watching him run there, and then everyone was just on their feet and we were like, Samo, Samo, making so much noise. Like when they finished, I was already outside. I couldn't even see that it was a South African record that was being set, that was new. I was already screaming, and then it was raining. It didn't matter. We were just so happy and excited. And everybody from the neighborhood was coming out, and there was just joy everywhere. So it was very exciting.
After the 4x100 meter relay event, Samkelo still had the heats for his individual race. He decided to run the race despite his injury.
One of the most satisfying things was my 100 meters. You know, like I said, that I was almost ruled out of the relay team because of my injury. I still ran, and after that I was supposed to be finished, but I still persisted that I want to do my 100 meters. I'm a 100 meter sprinter. Can I do that? I just want to run and finish. And when I finished, I was like, you did finish, you just did that. You know what I mean? So that perseverance, I know that whatever goal I set for myself, trust me, I can achieve it. It doesn't matter what obstacle is in my way, I can achieve anything. So, oh yeah, I'm satisfied.
Samkelo will definitely remember his London experience, and he has learnt from his first Paralympic Games. He has been training over the December festive season as his determination to better his individual times in Rio overrides his want to have fun. This determined athlete promises to showcase his best ability in 2016.
Well, that brings to an end the first episode of the Road to Rio show. It is another long journey ahead for the athletes, and over the next coming years, new talent and innovations will continue to come to the fore. So be sure to keep updated by visiting sascoc.co.za or supersport.com, or alternatively subscribe to the quarterly magazine Road to Rio 2016. Till next time, continue to support our athletes.